Hello, this is Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid.
The UN Secretary-General calls for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and Israel. And if you don't have a head for heights, you might want to look away now.
Talking about the challenges of getting humanitarian aid to those who need it. What is the picture there?
After years of division, the Church of England's governing body is beginning a three-day meeting to discuss whether or not women should be allowed to become bishops.
The new Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, supports the move, but the vote among lay members at the General Synod is said to be on a knife edge.
President Obama has arrived in Burma this morning, making him the first sitting US head of state to visit the country. The
RSPB believes that 44 million nesting birds have been lost from the UK in the past 50 years.
But some good news, scientists at Cambridge University have managed to reverse paralysis in dogs.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, those are the main stories at 14 minutes past 8. Going to take you back to one of our stories about the NHS, because care of patients at some hospitals in England could be affected because NHS trusts are paying too much for medical supplies. That's after investigation by the accounting firm Ernst & Young.
Yes, there have been warnings from MPs that poor purchasing is costing the health service up to £500 million a year. So let's talk to the Health Minister. 18 minutes past 8. Still to come on Breakfast this morning, we meet the man behind these two. Going to see that a bit later on. Now, though, Carol, have you got any tattoos you haven't told us about?
22 minutes past 8.
Earlier this year, we spoke to the British Heart Foundation about their campaign reminding people of the simple rules of CPR, using the catchy Bee Gees classic, Staying Alive, to demonstrate the speed of compressions.
Yes. Since then, 28 lives have been saved by members of the public using the technique. In a moment, we'll speak to...
Not yet.
But you've obviously spoken to experts, and one of the experts you spoke to said that lots of people would be too nervous to do it.
Yes, they don't help.
That in his commercial there, no kissing, no kiss of life, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. What's your view? They're spreading the message to children now as well, because there's a new commercial coming out. We can have a look.
Thank you very much. Coming up, BBC News Channel.
Here on Breakfast, though, we're finding out how TV presenter Dallas Campbell felt.
Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid.
Our main news this morning, the UN Secretary-General calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza conflict as shelling and bombing between Palestinian militants and Israel continue.
Ban Ki-moon will...
Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
8:38. In other news this morning, business leaders say some UK schools have become exam factories and are calling for children to be given a broader education. This morning we spoke to Sir Roger Carr, CBI's president, who told us what business wants from young people.
NHS trusts across England are continuing to pay too much for medical supplies, according to new figures. The research from the accounting firm...
After years of division, the Church of England's governing body is beginning a three-day meeting to discuss whether women should be allowed to become bishops. The new
President Obama is in Burma this morning. He's the first sitting US head of state to visit the country. He's showing his support for them. But it's not really that, it's just you have to do a lot of braking and tilting and stuff.
Do you think he's playing this down?
I think he is. I think you contributed to raising huge amounts of money for children in need, and we're very grateful.
I'm proudest to be number 17 in the
pantheon.
In the pantheon.
What, in the whole list?
Well,
Do you know?
No, I know that Matt LeBlanc is at the top, and actually Fiona's really way far down the bottom.
Is she?
Yeah. But Sophie Rayworth's just behind Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Of course.
Real
Congratulations.
Sports. Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll start with some real.
Yeah. Was it Robocop? Was it Robocop?
Or the Stig.
Or the Stig.
Yes.
Okay. So the Warface is more a sort of mental thing.
I'm not sure. I think it's just the grit.
10 to 9. Here's Carol with a look at this morning's weather. Slowly, Carol, slowly.
Will do.
Good. Well, the creator is right here. He created the animation for the BFG, Wind in the Willows, Danger Mouse, as we say, Jamie and the Magic Torch, Count Duckula, all childhood classics, and Brian Cosgrove, one of the men behind them.
Yes, his career is to be recognised this weekend when he'll be presented with a special award at the Children's BAFTAs. Brian will be given it by his close friend, the actor David Jason, the man who put his voice to some of Brian's most famous characters.
Including Danger Mouse. Brilliant. Brian, welcome. So, your work has been recognised by BAFTA, and you'll receive a special award.
Yes.
How does that feel for you, having done all of this?
It's been very nice.
Yeah, how did it work in the sense? Would one of you be sort of the main creator and the other one would chip in sort of with suggestions?
It did vary.
But do you have a favourite character of all the ones that you've created?
Well, I obviously have a soft spot for Danger Mouse and the BFG because it was a big film.
And David Jason, the voice behind Danger Mouse, just adding that little bit extra. And of course, he'll be the one presenting you with the award.
Yes, it will be nice.
A special award at the British Academy Children's Awards in London on Sunday.
Just coming up to 9 o'clock, 30 years since alternative rock band, the Smiths, I sound like a High Court judge, were formed, producing hits such as Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now and This Charming Man.
What is it about the lead singer Morrissey that still provokes such adulation today? He's feted by teenagers and middle-aged men alike with the kind of passion usually reserved for boy bands.
Your tattoo came from him actually drawing on your arm, signing your arm.
Angst, which must be Morrissey's middle name.
No,
Explain the angst, can you?
I just think he says if...
Thank you so much. Viewers in the Northwest can see more on that story tonight on Inside Out, 7:30 BBC One. Everyone else can watch it on iPlayer from tomorrow.
Now, Dallas Campbell's going to be with us in a moment talking about his travels to the world's largest and most ambitious engineering projects. Actually,
What
it's
are
a lot
they?
more exciting than it
Sewers,
sounds.
really stinky sewers and very tall
popping
buildings.
your head out, the tallest building in the world, which is only 800 metres high.
I can't understand that either. Here's a quick look at what's happening where you are. See you in a moment. The tallest building in the world has 24,000 windows and someone needs to clean every one of them. As part of a new BBC series looking at the most ambitious engineering achievements, Dallas Campbell decided to join the team, whose job it is to keep things sparkling. Almost 3,000 feet up in the air.
We'll talk to Dallas, who
Said
No.
it's hospital waste, all gets dumped.
on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, and it is really worth a look. It's terrific.
It's brilliant. Dallas, you're
Thank you.
incredible. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. We'll be back at 6 tomorrow, joined by Al Murray and McFly. Have a
Contain your excitement.
good day.
McFly. See you
Oh,
tomorrow.
get them to
Bye-bye.
tattoo my arm.